àjànàkú kọjá mo rí nǹkan fìrí tá a bá rí erin ká sọ pé a rí erin.
The elephant is such a huge and an iconic animal, the passage and sight of which you cannot deny.
Enyi bụ nnukwu anụ, onye hụrụ enyi ga-ama na ọ bụ anụ. Elephant is a huge animal and a prestigious animal.
Ọ̀gbọ̀ ìyá gbé ní ṣèrí, ọ̀gbọ̀ gbé ní ẹ̀ ṣèrí. You cannot kill elephants and hide it.
Giwa wani irin dabba ne mai girman jiki babba na ban mamaki wanda daga ganin shi ba za ka iya karyatawa ba.
The elephant is an animal that has a very big and amazing body. You won't be able to deny the fact when you see it.
Elephants are fascinating animals, unique in many ways, in features, communication patterns, community, care of the young, memory, and they are the largest of all land mammals on Earth. Elephants are classified as vulnerable on the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN) Red List. From about 10 million individual elephants roaming the African continents in the 1930s, only a little over 400,000 is left, no thanks to poaching, wars, and habitat loss. In Nigeria, loss of habitat due to improperly planned development, conflict, and encroachment into nature's reserves has hindered the growth of elephant population. In order to reduce elephant poaching and human-elephant conflicts in the country, Dr. Tajudeen Amusa, a senior lecturer from the Department of Forest Resource Management, University of Ilorin, embarked on a project of conservation of this flagship species in Nigeria.
My name is Amusa Tajudeen Amusa. I have dedicated over 10 years of my academic and research career to the study and conservation of elephants, traversing both the north and southern part of Nigeria. At the university level, I studied forest resources management, which essentially entails protection, conservation, and sustainable management of flora and fauna. And of course, in the course of this training, the interest and the passion for the protection of nature as a whole was both incubated and nurtured. There are those things they refer to as the Big Five. The Big Five are the flagship animals.
The Big Five includes the elephant, the lion, the buffalo, the rhinoceros, and the leopard.
In West Africa, I discovered that the population of elephants, the African elephants generally, is threatened. The other dilemma we have was the fact that we do not have empirical information to establish the current population of the animals within the sub-region. In Nigeria, most importantly, the population of elephants I discovered were fragmented. They were living in small, relict population.
Part of the project carried out by Dr. Amusa was to
recruit and train elephant monitoring teams, to enhance rangers patrol activities and establish monitoring systems for the protection of elephants. To educate and enlighten farmers on the effect of their activities on the forest landscape, as well as safety precautions for them when they come in contact with elephants. To install signage to indicate elephant corridors in order to create more awareness amongst Nigerians.
The icing on the cake for protecting for elephants is the fact that one, elephants are mega herbivore. The implication of that is that they are essential in any ecosystem wherever they have found themselves. They can serve as umbrella species for the protection of several other wildlife species.
For the past 10 years, Dr. Amusa, with the support of Ruford Foundation, has worked tirelessly and his work has yielded positive results. His work has contributed in no small measure to the conservation of forest elephants, and other species have also benefited.
The country as a whole is blessed with two types of elephants. The savanna elephant, which you find in the northern part of the country, and the forest elephant, which you find in the southern part of the country. Now, for the savanna elephant, we worked in Kamuku National Park.
Kamuku National Park is located in Kaduna State, northwestern Nigeria, covering about 1,120 square kilometers of typical savanna woodland.
Kamuku National Park is one of the 7 national parks you have in Nigeria, and it's a very small park, but because of the presence of elephant in this axis, it becomes a spot of conservation and ecological importance. So our interest was to establish for this park how many elephants do we have. So we embarked on the study that we refer to as participatory survey of savanna elephants in Kamuku National Park. And of course, interestingly, we got a small grant from the Ruford Foundation to embark on this project. While we were at Kamuku National Park, we mobilized the local community and that was the reason why we call it participatory survey.
We embark on community survey where we assess the perception and attitude of the community dwellers on the elephant conservation. Then we discovered that there is need for us to sensitize and create awareness for them on the need for conservation in the forest reserve.
We had the objective to involve the surrounding community so that we'll be able to build some level of environmental sensitivity with respect to conservation of wildlife in general, using the elephant as our flagship species. We said, okay, we have established the presence of elephants in Kamuku National Park. There's need for us to look at the forest elephant. And looking at the forest elephant took us to working in Okomu National Park and Omo Forest Reserve.
Okomu National Park, Edo State, southwest Nigeria, is the smallest of the 7 national parks in the country, covering about 200 square kilometers of rainforest land area. The wildlife sanctuary in Omo Forest Reserve, Ogun State, southwestern Nigeria, covers about 37,500 hectares of the reserve. It was established by the Ogun State government and managed by the Nigerian Conservation Foundation.
In Okomu and Omo Forest Reserve, we look at the spatial distribution of elephants within the forest landscape. We discovered that elephants in Okomu National Park are well protected. But again, Okomu National Park is a small National Park. And elephants, by their nature, are mega herbivore. They are quite big. It's a species that no matter how much you love to hate it or you hate to love it, you cannot deny its presence or occurrence. And the Englishman again will say iconic. And to the extent that it is iconic, to that extent it requires a lot of resources to survive. So we actually made some effort to again strengthen the capacity of the rangers.
When he informed us that he would like to extend that project in Omo, we are very, very happy because there are a lot of information or data deficiency in terms of elephant in Nigeria. So we try to see how much information we can get, in relation to forest elephants in Omo Forest Reserve.
Rufus Foundation wọ́n fún wa ní training, then after ẹ̀rú àwọn torch owó àwọn kìnìún tá a máa ń lò tá a fi ń pè wọ́n fún wa.
Some equipment, some materials, to improve on our protection activity.
Rufus Foundation helped us a lot. When we started this work, they came in, they gave us proper training. So what it means to protect the elephant and the elephant forest from the poachers. And they also supported us by giving us some equipment and walkie-talkie, what we'll be using to contact ourselves when we go on patrol in the bush, like cameras.
When Dr. Amusa came, he brought a video camera.
This camera trap could be mounted within the forest area. In fact, it was highly interesting to know that the capture from the camera trap excite management authority of the park to say that indeed there are elephants in this park.
In this compartment we are in compartment 36. We recorded 14 elephants, even more.
At just a recording within what was captured in the camera trap for the forest elephant.
Initially, we don't believe there are some games here because most of these games are nocturnal. But after he gave us these cameras, we actually we started seeing and capturing some games that we thought they were not in this place, because even the indices cannot, we can never convince of being here. But by capturing them live, so we are fully convinced that most of these games are in existence in this forest. We have a yellow-back duiker. We have civet cats. We have red river hawk. We have sitatungas, buffaloes, and some other games like that. They also contributed to us by teaching us how we can estimate a population of elephants in Okomu National Park. So as we go by what they do, we also learn from them.
Grants from Ruford Foundation has helped us to carry out a research on the population of elephants we have in Homo here, and it has also helped us to have an idea of food preferences of those elephants here in Omo.
We compared the population of elephants in Okomo and Omo, and we discovered that the outlook for the forest elephant in Okomo National Park is quite good. There was some level of protection, but in Omo Forest Reserve, the reverse is the case. And of course, we discovered that the elephants have tended to consign themselves to certain areas within the landscape as a result of a lot of human perturbation, what you call anthropogenic activities of man. A lot of habitat disturbances are affecting the persistence of elephants within the various landscape.
Gradually, the elephants are regaining their habitats and poaching has reduced remarkably. Yet, there is more work to be done.
In Botswana, for example, I'm aware that it has up to 120,000 elephants. And when you see herds of elephants moving, you know that it is breathtaking. Okay? 120,000 elephants is not a small figure. So, for us to have 350, the whole of southwest and forest elephant that we are talking about are less than 500. So we have a lot of work to do. But we are happy that they are coming back. In part of Ogun State, especially communities that are not far from Omo Forest Reserve, there are a lot of ranging activities of elephant. Elephant are marauding across the farmland. In fact, in one of the communities, they are quite tired of the persistence of elephant within their vicinity.
Before, they normally establish and expand their farms and camps, but now that has been reduced.
I was even thinking when I would set my eyes on elephant. But as God may have it, today, I am proud to see elephant as a huge and a giant animal, which I've been hearing the story when I was a child.
As we are doing our patrol, carrying our monitoring, elephant monitoring per se, we come across many things that interest us, that excites us to push more, to go ahead more, to do more, like tracking the elephants, or looking out for their footprints, looking out for their dung.
The loggers, they are more sophisticated and they are coming with full force to make sure they take over the forest. But the park will not allow them. It will not allow them. But that is just the challenge that we have.
For me, the most important challenge has been the security issue. And as a scientist, I have tried to link that up with the fact that it is beginning to be a defining factor in our conservation effort. Sambisa is supposed to be a game reserve that harbors quite a number of animals. Now, the security issue with respect to the Boko Haram has made nonsense of whatever protection initiatives has ever been carried out in that part of the country. The same thing applies to Kamuku National Park. We have just mentioned that it was already becoming an haven of criminals and criminality. So that in itself is making a whole mess of whatever protection and conservation initiatives you might have put in place. And again, you discover that even within the subconsciousness of the general masses, our forests are already being looked upon with another lens. And that lens is the lens of a nuisance, an abigan of criminals. Whereas some of these are just as a result of management neglect in some cases, and the fact that there is a nexus between security issues and conservation as a whole. So this is a big challenge. We have to deconstruct it and change the narrative before it overrides us. So that's a critical challenge. But there are other challenges. The other challenges will just be like one or two. The first of them will be the fact that we have to work in remote areas. We have to work in rugged terrain, and there is an extent, there is a limit to which you can move with any form of mobility. It invariably means that you have to trek long distances.
The road coming in from office, from our office, area office at J4 down to the camp is challenging. The road is not motorable, and we normally use bike, we use a motorcycle. So coming in, whenever we are coming in, we're like, oh, we are going again.
We have been in field where we had accident even after we have completed survey, and because the driver is tired, and these are life-threatening accidents just because you want to study elephant, you want to protect them, and all of those things. Another challenge is the fact that government need to muzzle up political will to do the right thing with respect to conservation. There is always a conflict between the people and the pack. When I say the people, in fact, that was a big debate in some circle. Okay, are you protecting at the expense? Are you protecting wild animals at the expense of the people, or are you protecting the people at the expense of the animal? And again, this is like the chicken and the egg debate. Invariably, it is a no debate, because when you look at nature, it's just because man is myopic. You have a lens with which you are looking at nature, that you are not part of nature. Whereas you are not a part of nature, you are part of nature. So everything sum up to mean that we are supposed to live in a whole, not apart. So this is a message for government to ensure that she needs to muzzle up the right political will to be able to do the right thing. When people are settling where they are not supposed to settle in the name of eking livelihood, whereas these are areas that support wild animals, biodiversity, you need to tell them to move, not minding whether you lose votes. But government will look at vote first before looking at the wild animals. And when you lose these wild animals, you lose a lot of things. We had actually set out to cover all the known ranges of elephants in the country. But that is still a dream, and it's still a dream that is not impossible. We are driving to a point. We are driving to that point of great migration. And of course, that's going to be a big sight to behold for anybody when you say animals migrating in their large number, and they can move unperturbed. They can move instead of people running after chasing them to kill them. Rather, they are looking at them to appreciate nature as a whole. So we're looking forward to that point in the course of our work.